Ashley and I'm a second year vet student at St. George's University. And for today, I'm going to be going over kind of how my term 2 of vet school went with SGU. It was a crazy semester. When I was going back through and making notes to let you guys know how it went, I didn't realize how much I had actually done during this term, so I apologize in advance. This will probably be a pretty lengthy video, but I do hope you enjoy, and if you did, please give it a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. I do apologize if there is a glare with this video, just because my computer is up with my notes on kind of what I want to touch on in this video. For starters, I'll probably talk about how my academics went. That in itself was such a challenge term 2. There was a significant difference between term 1 and term 2. I feel like term 2, we were just hit hard with a bunch of information. We had a lot more hardcore classes than we did first term. So we really had to figure out our study patterns and figure out how to learn effectively, and also help out our classmates if they were struggling too. So for the academic side, I had Physiology 2, Anatomy 2, Pharmacology 1, Vet Physical Diagnosis 1, Professional Development 2, Immunology, Bacteriology, and Mycology. For those of you that followed along since my first term of vet school, you probably will already know that physiology was actually my worst course during term 1. And surprisingly, I did extremely well in physiology too. I was really happy, I was learning the material better, and it wasn't as complex as what term 1 was. For the Vet Physical Diagnosis 1 course, this was our hands-on experience throughout the term. We were mostly doing physical examinations on dogs. We had kind of a mixture of simulation versus dealing with a live patient. For my immunology course, we discussed a lot about diagnostics, and we also discussed the differences between the innate system and also the adaptive immune system. So we spent a lot of lectures going through those differences, and that's kind of how we were tested on. For the bacteriology and mycology course, this was actually my favorite of the entire courses I took throughout the term. It was so interesting learning about different types of bacterium that can cause zoonosis, and also just kind of see how they are. There was a lab with this class, so we got to do a lot of hands-on with gram staining. So if you do enjoy the hands-on stuff, term 2 will definitely be better than term 1. For the Anatomy 2 course, we did a lot of ruminant and equine anatomy. So we were in the lab quite a bit learning about the different muscle structures, the bone structure, and learning about the ligaments and the joints and how it kind of all coordinates together. So it was actually more intensive this term than it was term 1. For the Pharmacology 1 course, if you have been watching my videos for a while, you will know that Pharmacology 1 was my worst course in term 2. I actually failed the midterm completely, and I had to work extra hard to ace the final, because that's kind of what the grade I needed to pass the class. And somehow I managed it. I don't really know how I did it, but I went into all the PLGs that I could. I spoke with the learning strategists on campus to figure out better study methods. I talked to the professor. I got some of my other classmates' notes to see if that would help. I did a bunch of Kahoots. I even made my own practice tests. It was so intensive for just a 3-credit-hour course. But it is so important to know this information, because I will be dealing with drugs on a daily basis once I become a veterinarian. So it's definitely much needed. It just was such a difficult course for me, so I'm hoping I do better this term with pharmacology too. For the professional development course, we spoke a lot about kind of like the ethics behind veterinary medicine. We talked a lot about research, which is what I'm interested in, so that was a lot of fun. But other than that, we did quite a few assignments for professional development, which took quite a lot of our time in our busy schedule. So it's definitely not anyone's favorite class, unfortunately, but it is important information to know. I made sure to spend some time with my friends as well throughout the term, so I wasn't always just studying in my room and not really going out. And honestly, my grades actually improved quite a bit, so I think it actually worked. So you definitely need that work-life balance, because honestly, vet school is so busy all the time that it's really hard to find the time to actually do other things, but you need to actually do it. You need to make a commitment. You need to schedule time in your day, or one time per week even, just to take some time to either yourself or going out with friends and socializing. And this term was when I finally got my research project. I spoke with my mentor. He was just starting a project that they have been working on for a few years, and he asked me if I wanted to do a solo research project, and I said yes. So now here I am doing a whole research project, and I'm hoping to present it at the next research day at SGU, which should be in the fall of next year. So that's quite exciting. I finally got my research position that I wanted, and it's been incredible. It has been such a learning process, figuring out kind of what to do, how to say things, how to input information in. It's definitely making it more solidified that this is what I want to do as a veterinarian. And he has hooked me up with some connections, so hopefully I can get into the right direction on where I want to go. Throughout the term, I also attended several webinars and lecture meetings that kind of encompass neurology, dermatology, and cardiology. I was very interested in all these different types of things. I also did a few avian medicine lectures, which was really interesting because I've never experienced restraining birds before or any sort of avian species, so I want to make sure I actually know how to do that, because as a veterinarian we are exposed to all different types of animals, so we do need to know how to work with them. I also got my first apartment during term 2, and that has been incredible. I cannot believe I finally have my own apartment. It's just surreal. And then I also celebrated my first birthday on the island with my classmates, and that was a lot of fun. Even though it was right before our final exams, we still took one evening just to take a break and enjoy ourselves. I did apply to several externships and internships throughout the term, but unfortunately I didn't get any of those, but it was a good learning experience just interviewing with different places and getting my resume solidified. While I do love vet school so much, it was really important for me to figure out another hobby to do besides vet school, just to get a break from everything, because honestly it is so busy all the time. I'm sure I've said this a million times already, but honestly there are never enough hours within a day to study for vet school. So I also was doing photography on the side, and I submitted some artwork to an art show on campus, and I actually ended up winning 3rd place, which I didn't think was going to end up happening, but it did. I was super excited that that happened, and I was completely shocked, and it was a great time. It was a phenomenal night. During the term, I also had the opportunity to interview Dr. Ellen Bronson, and that interview went great. It was amazing to hear about the research that she was doing with penguins at the Maryland Zoo. My interview actually was published, and it was on the AAV website, and that was quite an accomplishment. I really enjoyed listening to her, and I'm hoping to do an internship with her in the future if possible. I will probably apply once I finish vet school, because she does have like a 1-year research project, I believe, that only a few students can get throughout the entire year. I also went to the Unity Ball with some friends, and that was a lot of fun. It felt really weird to dress up nicely for an evening. Like, I'm usually always just in a t-shirt, shorts, or scrubs. I'm never like dressed up in a fancy dress or anything, but that night we were, and it was great. I also went to the School of Veterinary Medicine award ceremony, and that was really nice to see. So many of my classmates and friends got to receive awards. It was a great evening, and we also got food at the end, so that was also great that we got dinner. It amazes me how much the school actually does and how many people are recognized per term. My parents also decided to come and spend some time with me during my final exam week. They spent some time at the Sandals Resort. I went to the Sandals Resort a few times during my final exam session just to take a break from studying and get to utilize the pool and get some drinks and food, and we had a great time. And that was probably one of the nicest resorts I've ever been to, which is saying quite a lot. I've been to several different resorts and hotels over the years, but that was definitely one of my top 5 that I really enjoyed. Now, I did want to take some time to thank everyone for supporting my Facebook page this whole time. We are up to 222 people now. That blows my mind that a lot of you are following me now, and it's just crazy. Like, I hope this is helpful content for you guys. And let me know any suggestions that you have on what you would like to see in the future. And if you do want me to do certain things, just let me know. This page and this YouTube channel was started for you. I wish I had a platform to like listen to as I was going through like the application process and going through like the vet school process. It's really challenging, but it's honestly been the best decision I've ever made for myself. Yeah, I wanted to thank you guys all for supporting me along the journey. We are actually up to 43 people on my YouTube channel as well. We are so close to my goal of 50 people by the time January hits this year. So please, if you are not subscribed and would love to learn more about SGU, please subscribe and help me reach my goal of 50 people. This video was definitely all over the place, but a lot happened during term 2 that I just needed to talk about and just kind of like remember it all, because like I said before, term 2 was crazy. I thought term 1 was super busy, but term 2 was way busier. And it definitely had a lot more responsibilities I had to take on, especially with getting the apartment, doing my research, speaking with professionals in the field on various topics, and going through school. That alone is really challenging, but I would not trade it for anything in the world. Like, I know I'm supposed to be a veterinarian, and I will be a veterinarian. It's just a matter of when at this point. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and I will catch you all on the next vlog.